when I mentioned your neighbors, then people all say, hey, the part where he eat the leftover, I really cannot take it. He dog shit and eat leftovers.
When people are annoyed or upset about something, it reflects a lot more about them. I just love observing people's reaction to me not wearing shoes.
Okay, so why you do that?
I love cockroaches. You don't come out of your mom's vagina hating cockroaches, what? It's a conditioned belief.
I always recall the fact that when Morgan, who attended your class, was asking me to meet you and you're walking around with no shoes, I remember looking at Morgan and said, I think this guy is a xiao lang.
Melvin loves BDSM.
What does your sis think about?
This thing about me.
Yeah, your content.
What does she think about my content?
Yeah.
Currently now, I have no mental health conditions because I function at a very high level. I make way more money than most people. I joined my P when I was 18 years old and this is 13, a whole zodiac cycle.
Are you an attention seeker? Do you need attention also? And it's a social cause thing, just a by the way thing that you just say, oh no, just actually want to do a bunch of shit to get seen. So what do you say? How come you don't have a girlfriend? Every day say, no, never appear in public a lot. Confirm got people like you. But every day say you're single. Then say you got this issue, that issue. So I have a number one question, and this one I never script for you. That's why I say the whole thing is very off the cuff. When you were writing about like recently, like when you do the NGL, that like some of people copy you, right?
Sure.
Well, brother, it's your own fucking IG story.
No.
Your IG story, and then like got people say like mean shit about you.
Oh yeah,
so why you said that?
or mean shit. Oh, I didn't get properly.
Or like Kao Pei lah means the
Kao Pei, okay, sorry. Okay, yes.
Okay, so sorry. We should use dialect with
No, I know what copy is. I know what copy is. It just didn't register that Mel uses it.
Mel says a lot of things. But anyway, so then after that you upset. I tell you also. So I think maybe you get a chance to address this also, right? So clearly there are people that like you, and clearly there are people that are turned off by your behavior.
Yeah.
Right? And of course we cannot please everybody. It is fine. You wrote some discourse about it. But the number one thing I hear, and maybe I give you a chance to share this also, and we can let you have this clip, and it might be something also, because I don't want to represent when I mentioned your name also, right? And of course, I've made it on public platforms that I work with you. Yep. At Defense Sexual, you have contributed great insights into our content, especially in the beginning stages where like you're shooting a bunch of shit and it was not really working. But then people all say, hey, the part where he eat the leftover, I really cannot take it. Right? And they seem to have a
very strong.
Yeah, they seem to have like that's the number one thing where they almost feel like this is gross. And I also want to ask also, because like they compare that also with the story you love to tell also, which is always a 50-50 story also. And of course, you clearly know the shock value, right? About drinking a pee and then eating dog shit. So like, it's like pee, dog shit, and eat leftovers. This is like, they all want to puke also. So like, did it happen? Why you do it? Like what the fuck is that about?
I think I love this discourse, right? Because there's a kind of philosopher that said, I can't remember his name. You probably might come out with his name. He said the things that irritate you the most, right, give you the greatest insight of yourself.
Okay.
When people are annoyed or upset about something, it reflects a lot more about them than about the aggressor.
Okay.
And I love that. I just love observing people's reaction to me not wearing shoes. People's reaction to me.
I think the shoes one, people like 50-50, okay, they can kind of get it also. But the leftover one, right?
No,
they juxtapose between the shit and the pee.
So I think maybe on my part, I would argue that.
Okay, so why you do that? Like, okay, wait, did it happen? Like, how you even select, oh bro, let's go and dive deep also. We're supposed to shoot other stuff. But that's dive deep. So you walk around. Why you walk around? Yeah. Then where the fuck you find the leftover? Yeah. How you eat and realize that it's not like someone like spit or sick or like whatever. So, and like, what's that all about?
Okay. Oh, since I got to address all of, where's the camera? Camera is there, is it?
I mean, the camera is everywhere, bro. There are tons of cameras.
I like to look at the camera when I speak.
Sure.
So let me address all of you in a more measured tone. Since people are judging the tone the actions that seems to be a bit insane, right?
Yeah.
So I'll address it in a measured intellectual tone for you. There are millions of people dying from hunger and starvation, right? Eating leftovers.
Probably more than millions. Yeah,
millions,
a lot,
right?
yeah.
People eating leftovers is actually not uncommon. It's not uncommon because food is a privilege for a lot of people.
Okay.
And I think me walking around that homeless journey, I mean, the intention was to raise funds, right, for charity, to create attention and captivation so I can direct attention to my cause. So if one kid gets to eat a meal or if one kid gets help for his mental health conditions at the expense of an irrelevant opinion, then my job is done. Why would I care? I mean, whether that opinion is irrelevant or not is up for another discourse, right? But
What if people say like, you can raise awareness without eating like someone's leftover? Like is it even like safe also? I think people hear the story and they like
that's a fair argument. But
Yeah.
I do think that the reason why I'm effective in what I do is because I'm radical. If you are just like Singapore kindness, movement kindness, right? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. For 20 years, right? 30 years, Singapore kindness movement have existed. You ask people on the streets, how many people actually know about it? And they take millions in taxpayers' money to run. Be careful what I say. To run events that are arguably not effective. Now, of course, I'm not putting anybody down in the organization. I'm sure people have a heart for things, but it's just not as effective because it doesn't make people click.
So wait, I need to get the mechanics of this also because like,
I'm arguing for a larger point.
Yeah.
So I'm arguing for a larger point because I'm thinking in macro and then I'm thinking micro. Right? So macro is radical kindness.
You wanted
Micro
awareness. Okay.
Yeah, micro is specifically, but in that particular thing alone, I knew that. First of all, I don't find it gross. So the fact of the matter is, no. Okay, the fact of the matter is that I genuinely where's the camera?
The camera is behind the TV, bro.
Okay, the fact of the matter is that I genuinely don't find it gross, and I think that's conditioned. I love cockroaches.
Huh?
I love cockroaches. I think
Wait.
I think cockroaches. Right? You don't come out of your mom's vagina hating cockroaches. What? It's a conditioned belief. It's a conditioned belief. You see. You must think everything that you have right now as fear of cockroaches is irrational. The cockroaches can't kill you, can't harm you. Why are you afraid of a flying cockroach? Why are you screaming like a clown in front of a flying cockroach? Isn't that not more radical?
Okay, wait. Before we go to cockroach. So, okay, I hear the point, right? Awareness, radical, push the boundaries. What would you say to people? Okay, the don't wear shoe one, never mind. I understand. What is on the eat leftover, really?
It's not leftovers. It's a perfectly decent meal that someone has taken before. If your family member, if a girlfriend, for example, if your girlfriend eats something and she leaves it around, she says, "Can you finish it for me?" You'll finish it, right? Probably.
I think it might be the feeling of like, okay, you don't know if this person is well, sick, like, I put it there, maybe flies have landed, and like, why are you doing this to make
so of course there's both sides to every coin, right? And I can't convince anybody. I don't intend to.
Girlfriend's different,
anybody, right?
Girlfriend you select to, sleep with,
but I see everybody as family, right?
What?
No, wait, let me finish. I don't place a value judgment on people that are outside my bloodline. You know what I mean? So the reason why I can do radical kindness is because I see humans as who they are. I don't dichotomize. I mean, look, we're all biased to a certain extent. Right? Like my girlfriend, obviously, I'm going to treat her more stuff, right?
Okay.
But the reason why I can do this to this extent is because I just genuinely see everybody as whatever I'm made of. You and I are the same. So why do I have fear that now? Do you have an arguable case that could lead to some death, debilitating diseases that will take that and somehow develop hepatitis, whatever?
Yes.
Right? Now, is there a case that I step on something and get an infection that kills me? Yes, of course. But I willingly take the risk against the reward. This is my choice. I'm very aware of the risk and I take that risk with full consciousness.
I think you're like a shock artist.
No, but the thing is that I don't even do it for controversy. You know what's the best part about this, right? Now, people think that, okay, what's the best part of it? Is that people think that I'm controversial for controversy. See, my words are even fucking up now. For controversy's sake. But I'm not. This is who I am. You can ask people who know me before radical kindness. This is who I am. I've been picking up cockroaches for my life.
Okay, wait. We don't want to open another can of worms, or in this case, a can of cockroaches. Let's get back.
Put me on fear factor. I'll win that hands down.
Okay, okay, let's go back to the topic. Okay, before we go on to other topics.
Mel also has his own things, but he just doesn't.
No, bro, let's not lump whatever I do in the same case.
I like doing a radical. You created sort of radical Mel.
The radical Mel is for sharing thoughts that are different about society. So we do not advocate eating leftovers or playing with cockroaches also. So anyway,
sure.
So on the day itself, how do you select? Okay, like I think just once and for all. So like, how you know what food to go for, and then like, what is that process? You sit down, you let's go.
So let me share with the method behind the madness, right? And so content might
definitely madness, but sure.
People might seem that it's crazy and everything, but I was very intentional with my campaign, right? 3 days homeless journey. I know that I'm gonna get 1 million views within a vlog-based format.
Okay.
So when you do a vlog-based format, you need to start with a stake. A stake is a certain consequence or a certain open loop that you create for people, right? So the vlog has to make people feel something fast in the first 3 seconds. If not, people will scroll away. After the 3 seconds, you need a value anchor, which means in the next 5 seconds, what are you saying to promise value for the rest of the video, to promise another open loop, such that people need to watch it to close it. The whole idea of content is retention. Retention is retention. You create tension multiple times in a video. You open and close the loop multiple times. There's retention, there's engagement, there's virality, right? So it's that simple. That's the science of content. So I asked myself, right, within the entire trip, how can I engineer virality with spontaneity? So obviously, if you watch the entire video, what happened? I'm thinking that, okay, my hook is going to be eating leftovers. That's my hook, right? And then I explain the process of eating them. The funny thing is that I'm explaining very intellectually about my rationale, but nobody remembers that, which I'm fine. I'm fine. I am content with that because I know most people just look at the first and be like, ew, yucks. Fine, right? Even though I explain it very intellectually with my prime intelligence and they still don't understand.
Prime intelligence, okay, go.
Okay, not prime. Definitely more than most people watching.
Sure. Right? Oh, wow.
So then I do this all this, right? So the things that I already know. So I went in. See, this is a beautiful part. Oh, I love it. I went in, right? There was an auntie there. There was an aged auntie there, clearing food. So I went to the auntie. I said, Auntie, I say in Chinese, but I translate. 你可以我在做个 project. I'm doing a project on the leftovers of food. So I said, when people give the leftovers, right, before the crows come and eat, you take it, you pass me. So I was sitting down there, right? The auntie was so nice. Now, this auntie has been working there for 16 years, ECP. She worked there back-breaking work for 16 years. Can you imagine? And so she's so cheerful. You know, then the funny thing is, she become like a waiter to me. So I came down, she gave me first of all, it's squids, right? Some leftover squids. Then I was filming the squid. Then she came with pork rib. Then she came with xian cai. Then she came with, oh my goodness, I had a whole feast in front of me of leftovers because she kept giving food to me. So that was the context. I found it very, very funny. So then I also interviewed the auntie. I talked to the auntie. I said, hey, is it not hard and what? So I involved her in the content as well. And this is the heartwarming part. While I was eating my stuff, right? Now she still thinks I'm doing a project. Don't want to burst her bubble. She still thinks I'm doing a project about leftover food and raising awareness, which I didn't lie, by the way. I am doing a raising awareness. So then she came to me, right? She said, 小弟啊，可以买一个水给你 I'll give you I'll buy you a thing. I said, no, auntie, no, I don't want. It's okay. But then I had to receive her love. I had to receive her love. So she brought me grass jelly. Grass jelly, very nice. She brought me nice cold grass jelly. So I had whole feast with grass jelly. Then I felt so warm in my heart. I just felt like, this is the life, man. I just felt so fulfilled and happy.
Okay, so before I wrap up,
and then I wrap up this, right? I broke my agreement with myself. I gave her a tip because I was not supposed to spend money on that trip. I went without money for 3 days.
Yeah. And what would you say to people who, after listening to all of this, still think this is like
reflection of them? You can reflect.
What does it mean? What is the reflection?
It's a reflection of their own triggers.
It's a reflection of the fact that they don't eat leftover.
How they view the world. It's how they view the world. Because I tell you something, it may not be eating leftovers. It might be something in their relationship. It might be something in their business. And that same trigger that causes them to be upset about me is going to be the reason why they don't deal with a situation properly in their relationship or in their business. The reason why I'm effective with working with people is because I can take myself and detach myself out from the trigger and objectively look at the situation. Most people can't do that. That's why they suck. That's why they cannot put together teams, because they lack their emotions and their own blockages get in the way.
David, real quick, Kev, I think we are approaching close to, I think in a few more months, close to a year of the day, I had the Crystal Jade lunch with you.
Yep.
That was a very interesting day. Apparently, it was
I stopped wearing shoes, man.
Yeah, monumental day. I always recall the fact that when Morgan, who attended your class, was asking me to meet you, and you're walking around with no shoes, I remember looking at Morgan and said, I think this guy is a xiao lang. He's nuts. He's a lunatic. Because, I kind of get it, right? If this is a beach, completely conventional. If this is East Coast Park, understandable. If this is your neighborhood park, I totally get it also. If this is a hike, okay, right? It's about fitness. But bro, we're going to PLQ Mall. Quite a classy mall, bro.
It's not a classy mall.
So we got a PLQ Mall, and of all the PLQ Mall places, right, we got a quite a nice place, bro. It's Crystal Jade. Okay, and you show up with no shoes, so yeah, I'm not feeling well. And then of course I hear you talk about your story for 45 minutes. Because I think what is not commonly mentioned is the fact that I actually know Daryl, right? Because Daryl was actually involved in the space, and I think Dylan and quite a lot of educators also, and I know about your story also, right? Sure. Maybe I never provided that context that day when I was not well, because I used to teach kids also.
Yeah.
So like, and Daryl, Dylan, and all these educators are actually my clients from X Factor before. So I kind of know them, right? And of course that I saw that you were starting out. It was rebound with like resilience and the challenges you had also. And like think,
Oh wow, you knew about rebound and resilience. Mel is omnipotent. You read my book in like what 10 minutes, which is insane. Sorry, I sidetracked.
yeah, you also told me about rebound with resilience that day, but I didn't know about it, and you're giving talks at schools also, something I used to do also.
Yeah.
So anyone who does that, right? Like like I will kind of remember, but from then on to now, I think you certainly helped us with some radicalness within the content, but like I'm also curious to know what you have received, because there's a difference between what I say. I've said quite a few things to you, sometimes in the office, sometimes over phone calls, that you love to fucking call me, right, at like some stupid hour. Okay, now why? No, it's not the fact that you suggest calling me or directly call me at a stupid hour. Sometimes I question because I pick up also. So like I also question, right, the fact that he called me, never mind, he radical, he's siao.
I always text before calling.
That's not true.
that's
Sometimes you just call me straight.
Okay.
Then I also like,
No,
okay,
depends.
why?
Mostly
Why I pick up? So I mean, we have discussed so many things also. So I don't want this to like be a testimonial, and most of these are very lame. So like, what have you taken away based on our many multitude of colorful conversations? It's not just the sessions like in the office or like when you're planning
No,
things.
so
But sometimes I'm over the phone and I'm like, I could be having a drink.
So,
I could be just going, no, this is
I know what to
stupid.
say. Yeah. See, I would say that I would make a reasonable statement that we have a very decent vocabulary compared to most. But I'm prefacing this way. I'm going to get to it. But I think it's really impossible for me to describe fully the impact that Mel has on me and a lot of people. And I can be chaotic and all, but when I discuss these things, I'm dead serious and I treat this very sacredly, because I don't think people see this out, right? I treat mentorship, I treat my mentors very sacred. And it's just impossible, though. The best things in life can't be said, it can't be shared, it can only be felt. And I only hope that you can feel the same way I felt when you showed up for me multiple times, when you saw beyond my craziness, when you validated my lunacy and said that is not necessarily a bad thing, right? That if you lean into that, within boundaries, of course.
Within boundaries.
And qualify that, you can make a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
You can not just make a lot of money, you can make a huge impact. And you delivered. Yeah, I think I've no question in my heart that you delivered, because my income has 10x, my clarity on business has 10x. And this is only the beginning.
Yeah,
The best part is this, I've only just started in traditional business, because previously I was in direct sales for 10 years, right? So it's very different. I mean, there are overlaps.
MWA is a different model. So
Yeah.
MM. Yeah.
Very different model. Also, the cap potential for money is a lot less, right? But the skill set there obviously has helped me tremendously. But I needed Melvin's help to really understand fundamentals, to understand how to do business, to understand also how to navigate difficult, tricky people as well. That's quite underestimated, because business is people. So I meet a whole bunch of interesting people. Can't share all of it. But I mean, he has a really whole decades of experience dealing with people. This is his life, this is his passion, this is his obsession, and that comes in. You can't put a finger to it. Finger's a bit of an odd analogy. You can't put like a number to it. You can't put words to it. So yeah,
Cool.
If you're looking for a business coach or even a mentor, do check in with his team, but his qualification also, I can't call him all the time. It's only reserved for special people. To call him. Don't call him at night, please. That's reserved for me. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, come, let's move on to other radical topics also. What have I heard and I think would be useful? So I believe the whole segment about leftovers, I for whatever reason, right, should be just like almost like uneditedly released also. Hey bro, we really get a lot of people through.
Sure.
So
But
people always have
it's only 3-minute reels on. See, our guys can.
no. So yeah. But people always have a visceral reaction, right, when your name is mentioned. But then
Let me say I've done my job. The funny thing is that, right, sorry to cut you off, I just want to.
so are you talking about me or
No,
are we
visceral
talking
reaction of I've done my job.
Hey, so I want to ask a question, right? Are you radical kindness or are you trigger kindness? I always feel at the end of the day, right? Like, do you exist like a short artist or so? So I understand also because, like, I almost feel, and I think this can be another segment also, right? I don't think you polish and change your image, but you're probably gonna say some stupid shit also once again. But then it will just provide some perspective as to why he does that.
Yeah.
Let's eliminate it. So, there are people in the art scene,
Okay.
who create art live in public, live in theater, on the streets also, with shock value. Sometimes fake blood, real blood, whatever. Like paint themselves
girl that
with.
got everybody to do
Yes.
anything to her.
Yes. Are you that kind of person? And at the end of the day, like, are you trying to trigger a response in people? Like, because I feel that recently you got a lot of blindfold, slightly BDSME kind of like content also.
That's a reflection of you. That's me. See, Melvin loves BDSM. I'm putting on a blindfold as a way to not record it on tape, as a way to show that I'm not judging them. It's nothing to do with BDSM. I'm not chained to anything. What? I'm not getting people to do things to me while I'm being chained. I'm talking to them.
No, you put him aside and
I talk to them blindfolded. I'm not. BDSM is a completely separate. Okay, fine.
it doesn't matter. Or whatever.
Not that I don't. Okay, never mind. No,
Okay, so are you a shock artist? Like, do you do all these things to trigger a response? Because those people certainly have a deliberate message they want to get across. And they do it for maximum shock value in public places. And to a certain degree, bro, like, I always feel like you go to public places and do shit with maximum effect. Are you a shock artist?
No, actually I would argue that I'm very mild. Okay, wait. People would say that. People would question. But I think the reality of the matter is that in my times where I'm quietly sitting alone, thinking about things, right? I genuinely...
Wait, hold on. Let's not...
I genuinely...
Do you have moments
I'm
where
gonna
you
say it. I'm
quietly sit
genuinely...
alone?
Of course.
Where?
Huh? What do you mean where? People don't realize that behind my eloquence, right, is a very deep empathy for people. Now, a lot of times that, okay, look, they can say that I'm shock value, whatever, but they cannot
No,
deny...
I asked whether you are shock
I'm
value.
saying that, no, people can say that I'm chaotic and visceral reaction, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think most would agree that I can put together an argument pretty decently, right? And articulate it with certain clarity. But that clarity comes from a decade, more than a decade, in fact, close to 2 decades of speaking and also empathizing with people. Because why do my videos go viral, some of them, is that I speak directly to the hearts and the minds of people that I'm standing up for, and they share that social currency. So people don't realize this is another, I don't know why even the content is, but quick value before we come back to this.
Yeah.
People don't realize that content strategy, part of content strategy is just being very empathetic to the people that are serving. Because it's not just eloquence that sells, it is empathy. People don't buy because they fully understand, they buy because they feel understood. Okay, and I will put a caveat to this. In content, it is eloquence backed by empathy that sells. And this is super underrated because people don't speak to their target audience. They just come up with a script, the agency write for them, and they speak.
No, I get that part, but...
No, sorry, I digressed.
How does standing in public with all this kind of the empathy?
So, no, it is. So okay, well, I digressed a little bit. So my point I'm trying to say is that, what's my original point? See, now...
No, I asked you whether you're a shock artist, and then you say it's eloquence plus empathy.
No, before that, I was going by different layers of argument.
You also describe yourself as highly eloquent.
No, just before that. I had a point. You have to cut this out.
Eloquence, empathy. You say that a lot of people are not empathetic.
Yes. No,
BDSM.
not BDSM.
Shock value.
Oh yeah.
And you feel
asked
very
me,
mild.
no, you asked. Yes.
Question.
You see. So I think people don't realize that. Like when I'm at home, right? My mom's scared of me, right? So my mom.
Whoa! What the fuck?
My mom doesn't watch my content because she doesn't like that version of me. She sees a version of me that is gentle, that is soft-spoken, that she has raised up, right? And so that's also a version of me that perhaps is not as shown online. But in most cases, I am very gentle and very...
But you say your mother is scared of you.
No, she's not scared. I mean, I use it loosely. Obviously, she's not scared of me. She loves me. I'm just saying that she doesn't like me.
Does she know what you're doing?
She knows, she just doesn't watch it.
Bro, that doesn't even make sense. She knows, but she never watches it.
No, she purposely don't watch it because she...
My mother watches my content. I don't know if she should.
Yeah, so my mom doesn't watch my content because she doesn't want to know. She's off social media and she doesn't want to know like what I'm doing. She cares for me deeply. She knows
Does
that
your father watch your content?
Sometimes here and then in my school.
What does he say?
My father has appeared on my content before because I gave him my book. My first book I gave to him.
I know, but what does your father say about the...
They don't say anything. I don't think they know.
Like for public, I thought you say they watch.
Oh, I think my sis told my mom that, Kevin got something.
What does your sis think about?
Sis think about me?
Yeah, your content.
What does she think about my content?
Yeah. Does she like, wow, she walk around like, I'm really good kindness sister. Please don't ask me like anything. Or she like, sometimes your family members, they are your biggest supporters. Like, what does she think?
I think my family at a deep level respects me and loves me, just like how I respect them and love them, because we've been through quite a lot together. I think that they're aware that the judgment that I face doesn't reflect me. I think they will not, they understand why, to a certain level, why I do what they do. May not understand fully, but they accept it because they see me grow up, they see my struggles, right?
Mm.
So they saw a part of me that nobody else has seen. Whether or not they will openly say that, Radhika is my brother, probably not. They're not the kind that likes attention. My siblings are very, very different from me. They live very quiet.
Oh, you got one
lives.
sister?
One brother is married. He's moved out already. And then my younger brother's married. And my sister's going to get married. So only me, I don't know what I'm doing.
Your parents have 4 kids?
Three kids.
Oh, 3 kids.
Kids, yeah.
So you have a sister and a brother?
Yeah.
Got it.
So I do, I think it's always mixed reviews, though. I think the same way like certain people revere me and respect me, and certain people will.
What's the nicest thing that somebody has said to you? Like because of your content and you doing it, so you can show because where people are very vocal about the fact that they don't like it.
I get
but
so many.
What's the nicest?
Yeah, sure. I get so many comments saying that I've saved their life, that they want to kill themselves because they watch my content, they stop themselves up. So obviously on that level, you argue that that's the most tangible show of value, the fact that you have, because of your sharing, you have kept someone alive on this earth.
What kind of content are they referring to when they talk about saving their lives?
Well, I think if people are smart enough, most people aren't, right? But if people are smart enough to go look in a little bit deeper beyond the surface, they will know that my things that I do don't exist in a vacuum. The things that I do is a result of my experiences, right? It's a result of my story, my origin story. And my origin story is a very, very extreme one. The fact that I have sat with many, many different people. But my first girlfriend and my only girlfriend was anorexia. So esophagus was burnt. She had a heart attack once, and some people, because of the potassium levels, and if someone didn't give her CPR, she would have passed.
Do you think that you act out all of these things from a uncured trauma standpoint? Like maybe someone goes well,
what do you define that as?
I also don't know. Like maybe people look and say maybe he should get some help. He encountered so many of these things. He's acting out also. Maybe he needs either. Remember, I'm just representing what people might have said to you before.
I
right?
love
they say this guy needs medication, needs some therapy. I think he clearly got trauma and some issues.
Yeah, so
you see a doctor.
I love comparative dialogue. Right? So that's a very good case. That's a very reasonable argument. In fact, I would say that I empathize with you. Because if you had not gone through what I've gone through, if you don't have intimate understanding of mental health, you would look at it and think that that's crazy. The best part about this, right, is that if I had gone through the straight route, straight A's, become a doctor, lawyer, I would never, ever have become this version of myself. And more interestingly, right, I would have judged this version of myself. I would have judged it heavily because I lived such a perfect, comfortable life with everything taken care of, that if I had gone become a quote-unquote doctor or whatever, I would never have the same level of empathy that I have. And I'll even judge someone like myself. Which is why I can relate people on a level that even doctors can't. Right? And doctors have I'm not putting down doctors, I'm just saying psychiatrists have their own place in society, right? But there are certain things that certain people that I can reach out to that they can't. And coming back to this, the whole journey, right, is that in the grand scheme of things, going back to the fact, I don't think that I'm that radical, only because this is the way I live my life, and this is what gives me fulfillment and what I believe I'm called to do. In fact, I sit down and I say, what else can I do to really shift society? Now, the $1 million giveaway is the next thing I'm working on, right? Because that will also shock people to a certain case. And I need things to get people to pay attention, right? This is the attention game, but forget, you need to keep yourself relevant. But see, and you look at overseas, for example, right, what people do, I think it's very mild compared to what I'm doing. And I would argue it stands out so much because we have such a sanitized media culture, both in censorship and also in incentive, that nobody's incentivized to stand out because we'll call sponsors to say, recently in an Ask FM anonymous question, somebody said, I used to work in PR. When your name was mentioned to clients,
that was the one
they will laugh. I think that's a compliment. And I love that. See, the funny thing is that people will say that it's a coping mechanism, but it's genuinely not there. If you say, Kevin, you're polished, you're PR friendly, right? It's genuinely the worst insult anybody can give me. And I mean that with every fiber of my being.
I want to ask you a couple of questions. They're very honest question. The first one is, do you think you have mental problems? Like genuinely, in your own definition? Because I mean, certainly people have clearly told you that.
What do you define?
What do you think you have?
So I'll break down mental health issues, right? So first of all, everybody has mental health. You have mental health. You have mental health. I have mental health. So when you say mental health, I would, first of all, if you're talking the broad mental health, the neuroplasticity in your mind, the way you process stimulus, the way you respond, everybody has mental health, and that's fragile, right? You can be thinking this today, a divorce, something happens in your life, bam, you snap, and then something happens from your neuro, and then you go into a state of chemical imbalance, and you suffer, right? So on that level, But if you want to talk about like diagnosed mental health conditions from the DSM statistic manual, which goes back all the way to Emil, he's a German philosopher that codified this, right? And then over the years, he got all the way until now it's used by psychiatrists as a diagnostic tool. So if you are talking about that diagnostic tool, right, and the symptoms, you diagnose from symptoms and intensity of symptoms. So if you look at depression, you look at mania. You're looking at, if you want to diagnose depression, you got to look at the symptomatic symptoms and the intensity and how long it has happened.
Okay.
So if you take that and you gauge that,
So
I would tell you that currently now I have no mental health conditions because I function at a very high level. I make way more money than most people. And so like if you look at everything there and you put it in totality,
So according to the handbook, you have no.
yeah, that I don't have. But see, what they see is a fragment of my past, and they judge that fragment of the
So you
past.
think they have mental problem?
They are judging a fragment of the past of 13 years ago. I drank my pee when I was 18 years old. This is 13, the whole zodiac cycle. You could have 12 babies. And you're still judging something for, okay, I don't expect them to know when I drank my pee. Fair enough. I didn't say 13 years ago I drank my pee. Fair. Right? So, okay, I understand.
All right. Next.
But I did it 13 years ago.
Yeah, no, I like all these questions.
I haven't drank my pee since.
I like all these questions because they are questions that people have always want. See, this is a great combo, right? Because people have said all these things.
But you don't dare to say it in my face.
Yes, and so once and for all, right, we can launch all of these as a question. The next one, people say, hey, you do all this stuff, right? At the end of the day, always talk about social costs, right? But at the end of the day, it's just attention seeking. Like social cost is secondary. Attention is number one, right? Are you an attention seeker? Do you need attention also? And is a social cost thing just a by the way thing that you just say, just actually want to do a bunch of shit to get seen? So what do you say?
I think it depends on what people have seen, right? I think first of all, a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. So there are certain people that you can never sell to, right? The 10-20% of people, no matter what I say, they will find a way to spin a narrative to justify and confirm their own bias. So those people, great, right? You can carry on with your life, and I really have you're entitled to your opinion, right? But now we are talking about people in the middle with some level of critical thinking. Right? I say some because it's an overstatement sometimes. So let's say you have some level of critical thinking, right? You will see, okay, maybe let me understand why Kevin does what he does, right? And you will look at facts. And the fact of the matter is that I have donated more than 200K to charity. They may not know this, right? They may not know this. But I raised...
You got mentioned.
I raised and donated more than 200K to charity. But most people don't look at that, right? I say it because most people don't know that. They don't know. They only look at the P and everything. So I've raised my own charity. I've done all these things. It's not because and the thing is that I don't flaunt it. I don't go around and say on the first day, hey, I raised 200K for charity. Who the fuck cares? At the end of the day, I do it because I enjoy doing it. Because giving back to me, my purpose in life is to love and be loved in return. I was born with nothing. I die with nothing. I grew up a very strong Christian bias, right? I'm no longer a Christian per se, but I grew up a very strong Christian.
Hey, let's not pretend and skip past that. Why no longer a Christian?
I'm more agnostic now. It's hard for me to doctrinally accept that Jesus is the only way to God. And I think that you cannot...
So you think there are different gods?
No, I don't know. I think there's an entity. I think there's a higher power.
How will you define your agnostic beliefs? Based on your own definition. I
think agnosticism just means that you believe there's a higher power out there. You live your life to the best of your ability with love, but you don't tie down to doctrine. Yeah.
So that's... At what point in time did you come up with this?
Probably. I started straight away from organized religion in the 20s.
Got it. And let's go back to the attention seeking part. Sure. Where people just say he just wants attention.
So I said, but even though I've kind of divorced from that, my Christian influence is indelibly imprinted in me, right? You don't get... my subconscious is I read Bibles. My parents read the Bible to me. I go to church every Sunday for 20 years. It just doesn't get out of you like that. So I give a lot of credit that I love reading the Bible. There's certain parables that are so profound and so powerful. And so that the idea of conquer, the idea of living out your potential, the idea of giving your God-given abilities and serving other people, all that has kind of stayed with me. And so at 14 years old, when I served Cambodian kids, I went there. Till today, I'll never forget. I'll never forget the look of gratitude in their eyes. I gave them hard bread and condensed milk. In Singapore, it's considered a luxury. In Singapore, it's considered horrible. People will have a visceral reaction. The kids will have a visceral reaction when they look at that. Because it looks ugly. But those kids there, my goodness, those kids there, right, there's so much gratitude and luxury for them. They took it from me, and till today, it's in a cliche way, I felt the presence of God. I legit, till today, I'm getting emotional talking about this. This has happened more than 16 years ago, and I still feel it like it's yesterday. Those kids looking at you, right? in that moment, I realized that is like what I want to do with my life. And I made a promise to God. I said, in future, if you help me to be rich, I'll give every single cent away. And I intend to keep that promise. So that's just basically what I do.
Then how about people that say, okay, that one is good, but not everything you do is for charity. There are a lot of things that are just like,
I think I've always been very open with my intentions, right? I love attention. I love influence. I love it when people recognize me because it's a chance for me to also appreciate them, thank them, right? But at the end of the day, like I think that you need a certain level of narcissism to succeed. You need to believe that you can do things, right? Not the narcissism in a sense of.
what's the difference between narcissism and self-belief based on you?
I use it very loosely, by the way. I think 30% narcissism, 70% altruism is where I'm gonna function at. Anything above 30, I think is dangerous. I think I know it's dangerous when I'm doing things. I know it's dangerous, right? When I know that this thing is gonna implicate the people that I care about, but I still do it
What
anyway.
the fuck is 30% narcissism, 70%?
It's just something that I have in my mind.
It's for
Can be
everyone.
49, 51, doesn't matter.
No, for everyone watching, like, what does that mean? Like, this is your.
It means that when I
way
make
you operate.
decisions, I ensure I ask myself, am I at the end of the day when I do this, right? I don't want it to spill over to the fact it becomes entirely about me and nothing about other people. The moment I cross that line, I know it's the start of my downfall. And people don't realize this, and I don't expect them to. But I've been through a lot in life. And I have times where my ego has got the better of me, and it's nearly led to my death. So I like to believe that, compared to most people, I would have a rough idea of where the limits are and a self-awareness to know when my ego is getting out of hand.
To you?
I believe so.
Then let's ask another question also.
Yeah.
Why you run so fast?
I'm just born athletic. I thank my parents for that. I really don't have like a...
Does your sister run fast?
Yeah, my brother and my sister are also athletes. But I was the best.
Athletes?
I was the best athlete, huh? Yeah.
They're athletes?
Yeah, they were badminton players, play tennis as well.
Have you raced them before?
I'm faster than them.
Is it something you train for?
No, I was just like when I was playing tennis, right? I was always.
Bro,
the
tennis is
fastest.
not a sprinting sport. Let's just call it out also. Like, you know, it's like telling people that you are like you run very fast when play ping pong.
No, but tennis players are fast. Tennis players are really fast. Like look at Nadal.
I mean, relative to other.
Djokovic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're slow, but you know.
But compared to other sports, tennis players are fast, right? Because it is a very dynamic sport and you cover a lot of ground compared to badminton. So that obviously had an
They
advantage.
mostly race people that you think you can beat.
I mean, you gotta play your cards right. If I'm racing a tracker and I've raced trackers and beat them before, but if I'm racing a
really?
tracker, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I raced. What is it? Kirsten is the name, is it? She went and represent Singapore in the SEA Games.
Bro, I don't know if that was a.
But that was because she just came back and everything. Right?
I don't think she was the right attire, bro.
Yeah, also that as well. But my point is that if there are trackers and they train for it, obviously I would place a smaller bet. Like you can't expect me to be betting $1,000 with a tracker, right?
Do you always know that you were fast at running?
I think I had a propensity for athleticism when my parents pulled me to music class, and in the first lesson I started running around the place instead of playing music, and they decided sports is better for me. So that's how I became an athlete. And
You run so fast that when you
sports
never
class.
represent. What school did you go to last time?
I went to Victoria School and I went to Raffles after that.
Then why you run so fast?
I wanted to
why you
represent
never-
Raffles
Yeah.
Institution, by the way. I was scouted for Raffles Institution to run the 400 meters in my favorite event. I got
400
scouted
meters. Wow, that's not
for
easy.
event. So I ran a 55-second 400 meter without training, which is decent. So I wanted to bring it down to 53 seconds and get points for my school, right? And so that was a dream. Then the captain, the funny thing is another story. A captain came to me, and this guy is now the record holder in the 110 meter hurdles, and he's a gold medalist. His name is Chen Xiang. So he came to me, right? He came to me and said, Kevin, you want to run for the school? I was so honored, right? And so I was like, okay, I need to chat with my tennis teacher in charge. I'll never forget this. I went to him, the PE department in Raffles. I went to him, right? And I explained to him what I want to do. He looked at me, with this expression, as if I was a stupid fool. I'll never forget. It's not what he said, It's not what he said. It's how he made me feel.
Okay.
Which goes back to our earlier point about how people make you feel, right?
So he made you feel very.
He made me feel very
slow.
small.
slow.
Very small.
Okay.
Not slow. He said, even if I let you represent, even if I let you go, what makes you think you can make the cut? I'll never forget it. Okay, I'll never forget it. Now, to be fair, he had his points at DSA, okay, because I DSA the tennis, right? So I mean, that's my priority. He's just afraid I got injured, which is fine. My argument to him is that I get fitter, it helps, right? Whatever. Anyway, I just felt small. I remember from then on, every single time we had fitness after tennis training, or we had a
You guys sprint.
2.4, I always came in first. I always came in first by a country mile, and then I look him straight in the eye every single time. And one day he came up to me and said, Kevin, well, actually, you're really fast.
Wow.
I ran 2.4, I think, in 8 minutes, 30 seconds. My peak.
The radical speed. Okay, my final question is about this also. So, you have been quite public about your different relationship status. What are you? What's your status with with girls these days? You have a girlfriend? How come you don't have a girlfriend? Every day say no, never appear in public a lot. Confirm got people like you, but every day say you're single. Then say you got this issue that issue.
I didn't say about issues. I just said I'm single. I'm not like complaining about being single.
Okay.
I'm
So,
okay being single.
what's your?
Oh, you try to apply for the dating show, ah? I'm thinking about it. Like, you know the one that Jonathan is hosting? Jonathan, Gravity Media. They're holding an 8-person go to Phuket. The dating thing.
Why not join the Jin Hao one?
No, that one's
Jin Hao
not a dating
got game show.
show. That one is not a dating show. That's a sim.
I think
This one is like it's Singles Inferno but Singapore edition. I think Go will be quite funny, sir. It genuinely be quite funny. Anyways, okay, question?
I asked a question already. What's your status with like girls and like are you
single for 13 years.
single for what? 13 years.
I only have one girlfriend.
You don't like girls? Girls don't like you? Like what's
I
your
love women. I love women in general. I think
Okay.
the world cannot function without women. Okay, that's a very stupid.
Then how come you every day
The-
they're single, then write long carousels
I
about
think they're not
singleness?
operation. I didn't write long carousels about it. I just explain about relationships, right?
You do, right?
Just that it sticks there. That's how you see it. This how they. I don't over 800 posts, right? Only 1 or 2 posts about relationship. But Melvin's attracted to that. That's how he looks at that. Yeah, but never mind. Come back to this.
Quite sure he writes a lot about. Okay, but anyway,
Okay, so
so
coming back to this, right? I think that they're not, at least in my biased perspective, right? Because I go out a very biased perspective. I don't think they're operationally viable for my goals that I have right now.
whoa. They are not operationally viable.
Yeah.
Are we talking about the female gender?
Yeah, it's
The female gender is not operationally viable.
for my goals because it distracts me.
So what you want? You want trans people? You want
Not
guys?
them, not it. I say operationally viable to my goals, not biologically viable.
They're not
Obviously, I want to have kids. Operationally viable as in to my goals, like business goals.
So they don't align with your goal.
I mean, in my bias, I said it's in my biased opinion, right?
You say they're operationally viable.
No, I said they are not operationally viable.
I understood the not
Yeah.
operationally. What the fuck does that mean?
It just means that it will distract me from my goals. That's all.
Okay. So it's not the fact that you feel that women.
I'm just trying to be smart with my words. At the end of the day, it just means that they won't help me distract me from my goals. That's the reason. In my biased opinion, when in fact it could be the case where they come together, they ignite a spark.
Why do you keep using the word they?
Whoever it is, they come together, they ignite a spark, they act as a muse, like you said, and more motivated. You know, like in Think and Grow Rich, there's one chapter on what sexual permutation, is it?
No, it's transmutation.
Whatever. Whatever, right? That causes you to be more motivated. Sure, that's a possibility. It's just that I have not explored that possibility, right? I'm a guy that prefers to hustle for a long time.
So you just think after that word fest, you just think women distract you.
Yeah. From a biased perspective, I will say. Clearly, it might be a case where they might not.
Have there been interested people? So I just reject everybody. Just say you're a distraction.
There's some random Ask FM stuff I show you. Quite random. The people
This whole thing is unhinged as fuck. It's world class content, by the way.
you ask.
It's world class. You guys should post it.
People saying some stuff. I don't know whether
Okay,
it's
so
a guy or-
he's showing us some guy that probably is posing as a
guy,
girl.
or whatever it is, whatever gender it is.
True.
I'm sure people
What-
find me. I'm sure a certain group of people might find me attractive. Certain people might find me repulsive. Right? Fair enough. Right? But
Have there been people that say they find you attractive, like girls, like
yeah,
then what did you just reject them? Because they're not operationally viable.
I don't.
What you suddenly so shy? Fucking hell.
No, because I don't want to implicate people. You see, first of all, right, I would say that I'm very outspoken when it comes to myself, but when it comes to other people, I'm very, very careful about it.
So you don't have to say that name. Not like we know these people. Like just ask like what's the status.
I think the only time, I'll caveat this now, maybe not the only time, but one only proper time I asked somebody out was last year. I've never asked somebody.
Oh shit. Okay.
Never asked. Like the rest of the stuff has been more like they like me and then okay, we just situationship, right? But
But
this one,
situationships.
yeah, I mean, I'm single for 13 years. I can't be not having anything, right? It's just
Oh
some
wow,
situation.
radical info. Okay, asking people for okay. So you ask people out. So how?
So yeah, then no. So initially I thought, am I taking things too fast, right? The grand scheme of things, am I being too intense with this? Then I
She has said.
no way. I'll get to it. So I said I need to build up tension first.
Build up the tension.
Storytelling.
Oh,
I straight away go to the open loop. I can't close the loop. I need to open it first. So basically like, I mean there's certain traits I look for. There are certain physical as well as like intellectual and emotional traits I look for, right? And so generally my standards are very I would say high is just like specific only because my life is also very intense and very okay, let's go to that side. But let's go to that side in a while. My point is that I felt compelled to ask this girl out. Yeah, because I just felt like she had a very good mix of unhingedness and expressiveness,
Okay.
but and also emotional intelligence and empathy. And when I conversed with her, I felt attracted to her, right? So I said, okay, I'll look ask her. But I thought maybe it's a bit too fast. And I asked some girlfriends of mine or some friends of mine, right? They said they told me something fine. I said, Kevin, no matter what we tell you, you are still gonna do it. At the end of the day, we know you. But there's one person that said that I just felt I said that what if I scare her off like too fast? Then she said, I'll never forget what she said. She said, so what? She wrote to me, so what? She said, Kevin, this is you. Like approaching in a way that's authentically you without being a stalker, right? Just approaching in a way that's authentically you. And if she rejects you, then she's not for you. Because if you want to put on a mask, right, and you want to put on a mask and you appeal to her, yes, you might win her over for a while, but how long is that mask going to last? But your life is so intense. Your life this is just the start. Like, you can't even this. How is she going to accept the rest of it, right? The fact that I don't wear shoes is something they have to contend with. The fact that if they say that they...
Oh, this one was after you don't wear shoes.
This was after, but you see my point?
Yeah.
This was before, this was before. But my point is that is just whatever, right? This might be shoes, might be something else tomorrow, right? So my point is that they have to contend the fact that their life is going to, by extension, going to be interesting. And they have to contend with their friends saying that, yeah, are you sure?
Okay, so wait.
Point being.
You asked her out. Did she
So
say
I
yes?
did. I asked her out. She said politely that she prefers to get to know people better first and not have that like pressure, right? And also she
You
said,
think this is a blow off because she don't like you?
well, I'm getting to that. So she said that because certain situations in my family and whatever, I may not be ready yet. Which in hindsight, I look at those things, they look fair, right? I cannot say what those things, but they look fair. So in my heart back then, I think I still was infatuated, obviously, and infatuation is looking at delusions and fantasies instead of the facts, right? And so like at that point, I still think maybe I have a chance and everything. So I pursued her a little bit more, but then it came to the point where I looked back with clarity and I realized at a certain point that she's clearly not interested. And that was just a very polite rejection. Now, maybe it was also partially true to a certain extent that she was still trying to find out more about whatever, right? But the point is that, and whoever's watching this, right, I want to unequivocally and unquestionably say this.
Radical dating advice, let's go.
That if they don't reply you and they don't ask you questions, right, within 12 hours, 24 hours or whatever, they're not interested. And this is what Mel told me, by the way. They're not interested. If you look back at it, I don't care what happened in the past. I don't care whether you shared a nice moment with them. I don't care whether they smile when you feed them food. The past is the past. Look at the current facts. The current facts is they're not replying you. They're not giving you the same attention. I'm giving hypothetical examples like situationships, right? So maybe it has something before. But the fact of the matter is they either lost interest or they're no longer interested in you, or they don't respond to you the same way they used to respond to you. Whatever the case is, you need to look at the facts in the present moment, give yourself some self-respect, and walk away. Now, is there a case where you turn friendship or whatever, not even friendship, it's a one-way thing, into a relationship? Yes. In the grand scheme of things, I'm sure that some person has done that, right? But exceptions don't disprove the rule. The rule is that in most cases, you would destroy yourself and realize that, fuck, wasted my time, man. And then go into a villain arc. Which also could be useful, but if you don't go in the villain arc, you get post-traumatic stress, then that's another problem. Then we go back to the mental health problems. Then you're going to ask me for doctor's advice. Right?
Okay, we got enough segments for this will be epic as fuck also. These are, you gotta give it to me, these are fantastic questions. Because they are questions, right? You know the beauty of this? These are things that everybody thinks about. But nobody has either asked it or had the balls to ask it. Then you go and count me. So this is gonna be like killer. I think it's that fucking funny. Should release the part about because my favorite question of all of these questions, right, is like, is your family proud? Like proud of you? Because confirm, right? And I think of all the unhinged shit that you say, but I don't think you give a fuck. That was like, I think that might be, of all the stuff here, the most redeeming one. But you were just gonna release a whole bunch. I know you don't give a fuck. I understand you as a person here. Like I feel like if there was one clip that would...
Why do you think so?
Everyone here can see it. You just cannot see yourself. That was the most redeeming one. So the family one is the one. You cannot see it. You if you could watch it, you would know. Everyone here who is not Kev can see it.
So it's what Brock said about money and you essence thing. Do you remember the box seat?
Yes, bro. I promoted Marshall Turbo. I brought Marshall Turbo here. Yes.
The box seat.
Yeah. No. It is not that. It is the fact that I think it starts out as a question of like, because people are clearly like they probably said like, you know, it's not like what your parents think, blah blah blah. But then there is that element also, and I think it like presented you very well. The rest of the answers present you pretty much as a lunatic, which might not be wrong, but it was like some people might be won over, and in fact, right, like this will be very viral. I tell you why as well. Because number one, the people that like you that were on the edge, some of them might watch and go, actually I like dance. And some of people will be like, I knew he was a fucking like idiot. You understand what I mean? Some people are like, what the fuck is he saying? And but it will be oil. So there's a fire. This is oil on a fire.
So who is gonna go into this channel?
We will decide that later. This whole thing is oil on the fire. Yeah, because bro, I ask the best questions. The best redeeming segment for you is the one about family, where I ask them fucking direct. Hey, you gotta give it to me. I ask them direct. Are your parents proud of you? Does your sister want to hide the association with you? It's like, yeah, it's the funny. Right. My finance question. So that I think is the one that helps you the most. My finance question is how are you so fast? Which I think that whole segment is so nonsensical. And I think it will go viral. I think every part of this nonsense will go viral. Which I think it is that funny. Yeah. I have decided that this is probably some of the way that I will do some of my podcasts also. And I'm not even like trying to be like SGAG like that. I am legit asking, what's SGAG got this guy with Sente? Like, hey, why is your chest so big? Yeah. Then take out his shirt, then he squeeze like, the chest can touch on. Then say, oh, you want to touch. But they want to look a bit fake. But I'm not like trying to be fake. I'm legit asking like, these are questions that I've always had also.
Oh really? I thought you knew the answers.
Bro, for fuck's sake, tennis player are not that fast. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Athleticism, I don't have proper training.
Bro, basketball player use their legs more, they jump, right? Tennis, okay, I kind of get it. But, if you're like, you're quite fast, and you're beating these people, they tell me you got tennis. They tell me my family is a family of athletes. That's the one thing also. You see, like, in this, right, there is both entertainment, there is complete delusion also, right? A lot of your answers are totally fucking delusional.
It's not delusional. Which part is delusional?
90% of it is delusional. Do you think he is a bit delusional? If you don't say yes, you are delusional. A lot of his answers are delusional.
No, which part? You must define it for me.
I define three occasions. Number one, right, you always suddenly attack the audience. Well, there's a lot of smarts. Unlike some of you watching.
Yeah.
There's always an attack. It's like, what the fuck? I do that.
How is that delusional? That's not delusional.
See, this is a classic example of attacking the audience again.
But he's saying the truth. Like, don't you agree with me, Mel?
Bro,
I still recorded, by the way. I'll say it unequivocally and unashamedly and unapologetically.
Sure.
That most people in Singapore cannot think for themselves. They really can't.
Sure, that is fair, but you proceed on in some of their intelligence, eloquence, and a whole bunch of other things.
If they all sit down beside me, right, and I have a debate and a conversation with them,
the audience are always catching streaks.
They will get destroyed. They get obliterated. Nobody has
destroy them.
I'm just saying that nobody has self-image to come and say all these things face to face. So you see,
they're quite audience.
No, but it's not because. But you are saying. But the thing is that now you're making the claim that these people think I'm crazy and delusional, but they cannot back up their claim. That's what I'm saying. They sit down, they cannot back up their claim. What I'm trying to say is that a lot of conclusions that people make are not based around critical thinking or proper rationalization.
See, there we go again. Oh, bro, you're a master of attacking the audience.
That's all I'm saying.
You're like the entire Dale.
Right, they don't understand inductive reasoning. They don't understand
how to get ahead in life by attacking your audience. This is fantastic. So yeah, a lot there's delusional. There's a whole bunch of stuff inside. But I think people find it entertaining. No, hey bro, but before we wrap up, number one, right? You call your family a family of athletes. Where your sister plays some badminton. That's not a family of athletes.
What do you define as athletes? Joseph Schooling,
yeah, perhaps. Right? So.
I didn't represent Singapore. I didn't say that. I didn't represent Singapore in tennis.
In tennis?
Yeah, I was additionally the top in Singapore.
At what age?
Age group, I was among the top, arguably the top in Singapore.
For tennis?
Yeah. I didn't say that on camera, so that's worth something, I think.
How old were you? Like 14, 16, 18?
18, 16 and 18, around
16 and 18?
Juniors.
And you're good at tennis?
I mean, I'm decent at tennis. I mean, I have to be decent to be a top in Singapore.
There is no
top.
there is no false humility with radical kindness. He's not well known for his humility.
Well, I don't believe in false humility. What I'm good at, What I suck at,
Okay, so in recent times, is there anyone that beat you in tennis with?
I don't play anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't play.
Why? Because you wear shoe.
No, because there's no reason for me to play. I play because I want to win. If I don't train anymore, I play for what? Keep fit.
Do you like
keep
tennis?
fit by running. Yeah, I love tennis.
So you keep it by running. When's the last
Yeah,
time you
but
run?
I can love.
We're just racing people for
I can
money.
keep fit in a gym. I don't need to like.
Gym, bro.
Tennis.
Gym in the wear shoe, bro.
Yeah, tennis doesn't wear shoe. But the thing is, tennis, right? It's fun. But unless, okay, look, if I like a girl, I'll teach her to play tennis. That's fun.
If you what's
If I like a girl, I'll bring her to play tennis.
where's the last time you play?
I played Jun Sing. But that was because I was
Jun Sing.
discussing business with him. Jun Sing is one of my partners. Not partners, like.
Do you wear shoes?
He said you can't play tennis without shoes. Your
Oh,
feet
yeah.
will get destroyed.
Okay. So you did wear shoes. Do you win? Or you let him win?
Oh, I play against the best player in Singapore for charity. I said that if I win more than 2 points, he gave me a 5-point advantage. Then if I win, he's donate $500 to charity. If I lose, I donate $500 to charity. Out of those 10 points, I won 1. I aced him once. That's the only point I won.
Was he good?
He's good. He's the top in Singapore.
I don't know. You also say you fucking top in Singapore.
It's not about age group. He's top in the whole Singapore. It's different.
Oh really? Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was good.
Clearly, it was good lah. He was toying with me. I only won 1 point. I was an ace. I aced him. Can you ace a tennis player? I don't think so. Can you ace a top tennis player? No.
Okay, come.
Bye.
Enough content.
I need to talk about
This one confirm bro.
Okay, you stop this one.
You went down even 死了